Imagine waking up on a winter morning and the temperature outside is a staggering -50 degrees Celsius. That's colder than your freezer, colder than Antarctica on some days. Yet in some of the most remote and frigid corners of the world, people don't just survive, they thrive. But how do they do it? How do they build homes that stand strong in temperatures that would kill an unprotected human in minutes? Welcome to a world of ice-proof engineering, centuries-old indigenous wisdom, and modern adaptations that defy the laws of nature. This is how people build homes that survive -50-degree winters. Before we dive into the building techniques, we need to understand where these frigid places are. These are not your average snowy towns. These are places like Oymyakon, Russia, officially the coldest inhabited place on Earth. Barrow, also known as Utqiagvik, Alaska, where the sun disappears for months. Yakutia, Siberia, where temperatures plummet so low that vehicles must be left running to prevent freezing solid. Fort Good Hope, Canada, with annual average lows of -40 to -50 degrees Celsius. In these regions, winter can last 8 to 10 months. The soil is frozen solid, permafrost. Snow isn't just a seasonal inconvenience, it's a permanent landscape feature. And that changes everything about how homes are built. The first challenge, the ground itself. In most of these regions, the soil is permafrost, ground that remains frozen year-round. If you build directly on permafrost, your home will eventually sink or tilt as the ice thaws and shifts. So how do they solve this? Builders use elevated foundations. Homes are built on stilts or piles driven deep into the frozen ground. This allows cold air to circulate underneath, preventing the permafrost from melting. Some buildings even sit on adjustable jacks, so the structure can be leveled again if it starts to tilt due to frost heave. When it's -50 degrees Celsius outside, your number one priority is to trap heat inside. Homes in extreme cold are built like thermal flasks. They use triple or even quadruple insulation layers, with materials like spray foam, which is airtight and moisture resistant. There's also mineral wool, which is non-combustible and good for soundproofing. And then you have vacuum-insulated panels. These are ultra-efficient, but yeah, they can be quite expensive. The walls are thicker, sometimes up to 50 centimeters. Roofs are sloped steeply to prevent snow buildup, and attic insulation is absolutely crucial. Windows? Well, they're usually triple glazed and sometimes even have argon gas between the panes to improve insulation. And homes are made as airtight as possible to stop heat leakage, but with controlled ventilation to keep air quality healthy. Insulation is half the battle. The other half is heating. In many cold regions, traditional wood-burning stoves are still in use. They're central, efficient, and honestly, pretty cozy. But modern homes use things like electric heaters, especially in urban areas. There are oil furnaces and propane systems where electricity is unreliable. Hydronic radiant heating is another option, where hot water flows through pipes under the floors. One of the most efficient heating technologies. That would be heat recovery ventilation, or HRV systems. They bring in fresh air, but recover heat from outgoing air, perfect for those airtight homes. And in places like Yakutia, entire district heating systems pump hot water from a central source to multiple buildings. Before insulation, thermostats, and engineered foundations, indigenous people were already surviving -50-degree winters. Their secret? Harmony with nature. The Inuit built igloos, domes of packed snow that insulate so well, the inside stays around 0 degrees Celsius, even when it's -50 outside. The Evenki and Yakut of Siberia lived in chums and yurts, portable dwellings with layered furs and skins, often centered around a fire. The Sámi people used turf houses, half-buried structures with sod roofs that blended into the snowy landscape and kept warmth in. These traditional homes are brilliant in their simplicity and taught us principles we still use today: compact shapes, passive heating, and insulation from local materials. At -50 degrees Celsius, water lines freeze almost instantly. So, how do homes actually get water in these conditions? Well, in extremely cold places, water tanks are often kept indoors, right next to heat sources. Pipes are insulated and, sometimes, even electrically heated. In Yakutia, for example, people use ice blocks harvested from rivers during winter, which are then melted for daily use. Sewage systems can be above ground in insulated containers or sometimes emptied manually. and modern Arctic homes might use vacuum sewer systems which use air pressure instead of water to move waste. Every design choice in these homes is made with one goal in mind: to survive the cold. Windows are kept small and triple-paned to minimize heat loss. Roofs are steeply sloped, so they can shed snow and prevent collapse. Homes often feature airlocks, small entry rooms that trap cold air so it doesn't rush into the main living space. Some homes are even round or dome-shaped, like traditional igloos, to minimize exposed surface area. And the wind is another real enemy. So homes are often built with windbreaks or surrounded by fences, trees, or even snow walls to protect them from those icy gusts. As climate extremes intensify, architecture continues to evolve. In cold regions, we now see passive houses that require almost no external heating. There are homes powered by solar panels, even in snowy areas where the snow actually reflects sunlight. Aerogel insulation is being used, which is lighter than air but incredibly effective. Smart thermostats and remote heating controls help boost energy efficiency, and even three-dimensional printed homes are being tested for Arctic construction. From ancient igloos to AI-controlled heat management systems, humanity has always found ways to adapt to the cold. Surviving in -50 degrees Celsius is more than just a triumph of engineering. It's really a testament to human resilience, creativity, and our collaboration with the environment. From the indigenous wisdom behind igloos and turf houses to the sleek technology of passive homes, these frozen dwellings show that no matter how harsh nature becomes, we find a way.